Hi folks, it's Elaine Fraze, Farm Family Coach, coming to you from Altoona, Iowa, where I'm taping this. And today's approach for this blog video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to read off to you text messages from a session I recently did with a group of ranchers in Lemon, South Dakota. It's February 15th. Valentine's has come and gone. And I just really need to drop in notes of encouragement to you around things that might be keeping you awake at night. So one farmer said, what keeps me awake at night is having to buy the land that's been in the family for many years again. Being almost 50, debating on continuing if I'm ever going to decide or be able to take the ranch over. Take a breath. Whatever is keeping you awake at night, you need to write it down and start doing some internal work about thinking, what is the life you've always wanted? What is it you want for your family? What is it you want for the farm business? And many people are so busy doing that they don't take the time to really think about what they truly want. The other problem that came up in the text is, what if the spouses don't agree with what retirement looks like? And you're not going to retire. I've said this many times before. You're going to step back without stepping away. So for founders or parents or grandparents, what does a good day on the farm or the ranch look like to you? And there might have been things that happened on Valentine's Day that disappointed you. You didn't get acknowledged. Nobody said, I love you, I'm proud of you, I care for you very much. And these are all the emotional factors that create the culture of our farms and ranches. And so it's important to think about who is your emotional support group for making these tough decisions, and how can you get agreement with your spouse when you see life going in totally two different directions. So what you need here is to understand what it is you truly want, and then listen deeply to what your spouse or your partner wants. And stepping back without stepping away means what is you do want to do on your farm, and what is it that you want to let go of. Another question was, is it wise to have children as an executor? And very often I get farm families mixing up estate planning with transition planning. A transition plan is the transfer of labor, management, and ownership. An estate plan is about what happens when you die and where do your assets go. And is it wise to have children executor? We do. Our son is 35. He's our successor. He's also our executor. But we also have our sister who happens to be a lawyer. And you may want to investigate what it is to take and have a public trustee as an executor or a trust company do the execution of your estate, but make sure the executor knows about it and agrees to it and is willing to do the work. Next text, worried about the future of our children and how to get them involved before they are established in something else. Seriously? You want to push your children into agriculture? No, you want to groom your children into agriculture if that's what they decide they want to do in their 20s. Research shows that a man's brain is not fully developed or mature, possibly around till 23 or 24 years of age. And just because you have a grandchild who's 6 years old, you can't project into the future that they're going to be wanting a part of the family business. So you have to figure that out as the time comes. You can deposit and put money into their RESPs or set aside for their education. You can build trust funds from them. You can do all kinds of different things, but you have to let your child grow up, mature, and follow their passion. And I remember the story of a young man who said, Elaine, do you remember what you said to me after our family meeting? I said, no, what did I say? He said, no matter what decision I make, follow your heart. And that's what he did. And he works in a horticultural company down the road from his parents and his other brothers, but he's a separate entity. And the reason he's so happy is he has power and control over his separate entity and can choose his own business process and plan. So how are you grooming how you believe, how you behave, and how you decide? Because that is the culture of your farm. I'm in Iowa right now talking to 500 young farmers with the Iowa Farm Bureau about fairness and about discussing the undiscussable. And this is a question on my text. It says, what if I'm not ready to quit? What if I'm not a grandpa yet? What do I do? You just keep doing the next thing. You just keep taking the next step. Elaine, we want a smooth transition from one generation to the next. How do we do it the right way? The right way is what works and gives success to your family. Remember, my definition of success is giving everyone the opportunity to be successful, and that's going to look different for each person and also likely for each founder. Elaine, I want to learn how to talk about things exactly, which is why these blogs and videos come in to your inbox a couple of times a month. And we're opening up the membership site again this month. So if there's some longing in your heart to have group coaching, now would be the time to do it. To sign up, just go to elainefraise.com/membership, and we'll teach you lots of conflict language about how to talk about things. But this woman who wrote this text also confessed, I think we need marriage counseling first. There's no communication between us. And if that's the case, that's okay. That's your current reality. And there's a new counseling site we've found called betterhelp.com, where you can get matched with a counselor all across North America, somebody who can zoom in with your family or with you individually and help you out on a therapeutic basis. Elaine, we have stress over being the next generation getting a third of a functional ranch unit. We have concern over land owned by people that have no protection from nursing homes. So in Canada, we're very blessed to have a medical system that takes care of us no matter what our income stream is. But I want to circle back to the first part of this question. Stress over getting 1/3 of a functional ranch, and I don't think anybody else is working except that 1/3 party. That's not great. That's actually quite frustrating and quite debilitating and gives you a sense of despair. So again, whatever the current ownership agreements are or whatever the current will states, you get to pick the bull up by the horns and make things different by communicating clarity of expectations, certainty of agreements and timelines, and then also a commitment to action. So those are some of the things I wanted to share with you today. I'll sign off now. I'm in a lot of season of traveling, a lot of work in the U.S. to U.S. families. Our coaching team has been coaching by Zoom because I think it's really starting to hit home. Interest rates are rising, land prices remain high, and people have a lot of wealth on that farm or ranch side, but they don't or have not gone to a financial planner or not paid attention to get more farm liquidity solutions to get income streams from their personal side. So you have work to do. I hope you feel deeply loved. I hope you know you are loved and it's important and that you are appreciated for what you do. And so I just really, really hope and pray that your family is not going to procrastinate anymore. You're going to take the bulls by the horns and you're going to start taking that next step for success in your farm transition. I'm Elaine Fraise, Farm Family Coach, and our team is here to serve you to help you find harmony through understanding. See you next time.